Moving on, we're going to move on to the Travis Hunter story. I'm sure fellas in the room have lots to say. Greg, can you tell everybody who Travis Hunter is?
Travis Hunter just won the Heisman. He played at HBCU with Deion Sanders as the coach, and then he transferred to Colorado with Deion Sanders. And it's just been a big uproar on social media about his girlfriend being promiscuous.
Well, this is a clip of his girlfriend talking about how he waits for her after parties.
A party and stuff, and he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside, like partying, and then take us home. Like, he never tried to be like, oh, just because I drink, you can't drink, or you can't hang out with your friends. And I used to party.
Okay, so pretty much the uproar is people are like commenting all over the country, Nikki, like other celebrities, and they're like, man, she's just not that into you. This is the start of you gonna be getting married and you're gonna have child support issues. It's a big thing. They're basically going, I'll let the fellas explain it better. So, Gray, what do you think about him waiting for her as she got drunk at a party?
Well, that's just one of the things. The big thing is her personality. Like, she got an attitude when he won a big game, and then he was taking pictures with fans, and she was like, "Oh, like, am I supposed to just sit here?" Slim is the big football fan. I'll let him elaborate more on that. Go ahead, Slim.
Hey man, to me, Shorty outside, you know what I mean? And she been outside. Uh he just into,
Stuck in the matrix.
yeah, he's stuck in that scenario when, when you young and you got a bad one and you the star of the football team, you're gonna try to get the best looking girl, but he falling into that look category. We all as men did it. It ain't always about the looks, you know what I'm saying? And he just got one that's about the money. He got one of those Bergen bag chicks, one of those Cardi B WAP girls, you know what I mean? And that's where he at. And he think he got a queen and he don't got one. I mean, that's just what it is.
Vogel, what you
And
think?
they all over them football players. Trust me, they all over them.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. She's not that into him, and she's in it for the long game. I don't even think she's conscious of it. It's just that she's. I don't think she has the same vision of the future with him. But because it's fun, he's in the spotlight. He's going to be successful. He has the security of the bag. She's with it, but eventually, relationships when yeah, exactly, when relationships wear down and that initial phase wear off and it starts to get hard, you go through things. She's just showing that she's gonna get out of jail free card. I'm about
Mhm.
getting married to her, and he get this bag. She running away from half, and it's just it's evident that it's there.
I bet you she got Sexy Red all in her playlist.
Yep, and that's all
Every
that's
second
all they
song.
that's all they promote is hate men,
So,
and
Nikki,
she's not eating it now.
you being the person that's destroyed the patriarchy, is it okay for a woman to get with a guy just for his money?
So I think like when we talk about the patriarchy, we talk about how it affects men and women, right? So we're talking about right now how the patriarchy is affecting women. And this
Right.
is how women are meant to survive. Women survive this way by we have just been able to get, a bank account. We had to fight to vote. We had to fight for rights. We had to fight to be in this world. That means that there's still an aftermath from us fighting for our own rights. So yes, you
Hmm.
will have what we call as pick me women, which will go into these relationships and survive. If he has money, that's how she's meant to survive in the patriarchy, because for a lot of us women who try to go out and have careers and do all of these things, we have to go through 10 times the obstacles that you as a man have to go through.
Facts.
No, you don't.
And I want to say this, y'all love to talk about child support, all these issues, but let me tell you, I'm gonna be real. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Where is his mama? Where's his daddy? Where's his people? Obviously, they ain't looking out for him because there's more, Nikki. I'm gonna play the other clips. This is just the icing on the cake about this girl. And I'm not trying to just attack her, attack her, attack her, but men need to take accountability too. Stop going after looks. Stop going after that's all she brings, because that's what all you're gonna get is a pretty girl that gets knocked up and you get that child support check. And I'm sorry, that's usually how it goes. When you get with a woman without substance, that's how it is. But let me play the clip of her allegedly cheating on him. That's is the biggest one of them all.
Them same tats too. A eater. Ain't no way. 3 years ago, they've been together for 5 years. That's that same tat. And my boy in that bitch putting her to work. Ain't no way.
And to be clear, that is for sure the girl, unfortunately. So again, where is his people? Gray, I know I said a whole lot. Saw you laugh at me. What do you think of what I said?
Well, it was also another one with where she was a video vixen.
Facts,
To
Catherine.
me,
Oh, there's a
I would
few.
just say you never know who you gonna like catch feelings for. I mean, I could caught feelings for some questionable women with some questionable motives. So I feel like with social media, not to put it back on social media, now we in people's business, especially celebrities. So we always talk about celebrity relationships. I mean, like nobody complained about Kanye when he was with Kim, when people said, "Oh, she's this, she's that." That's my whole thing. Is it okay
Oh, we
because
did
Kim
complain
got
about
money?
that.
Go ahead. So y'all said that Kanye was because Kim got money. I mean, it's not like she don't have no money.
Yeah, we did complain about that because she had kids with him. She's not a good example. She blew up off a sex tape. So no,
That's what
that's
I'm
always
saying.
been an issue. So the kids got to grow up and see which happened because one is on Roblox and got attacked. They released
Facts.
a tape, and that kid pretty much she was crying and ran to Kanye. Kanye had to pay off somebody to get the computer or the sex tape. So no, there's consequences that come with that, and we did get on Kanye about that. You know, just on a response. I don't know him, but yeah,
Right, right.
that
The
is a thing.
community.
Yeah, the community.
What about you, Nikki? What do you think?
I just think this whole conversation is interesting, right? If you think about it, like we're blowing this situation up, a woman cheating on a man who's successful, right? Again, shaming the woman. We're constantly putting in the news, shaming women. What's happening with Blake Lively and that other actor? She's getting
Oh yeah.
absolutely shamed
Mhm.
for coming out and talking about sexual harassment. Men are saying,
Right.
"Oh, she's lying." That's your immediate
Hmm.
thought, is to think that the woman is lying. This is the culture that we live in. This is men automatically not believing a woman's story.
I
And
don't.
now with this situation, sure, she's in the wrong, right?
I
But
believe
why is it
evidence, not
that we
somebody's
treat
word.
women like that? Say that again?
I believe evidence, not somebody's word, because you got the other girl cross players that just came out almost 20 years later and admitted that she lied and ruined these guys' lives.
Okay,
So I
can I
mean,
ask you a question?
go ahead.
Do you believe that there is a toxic culture with men right now and
I
that
believe
men
there's a
are primarily the predators of sexual abuse?
I believe there's a toxic culture. I believe there's a toxic culture with humans,
So
but
you
we have
don't believe that
we
specifically men
no.
are an issue?
Let me tell. I believe we have a culture with a toxic culture with humans. There are
Okay.
bad women. There are bad men. But now society in the left has got them, and there's a focus on men as being predators. Women are predators, and we're pointing this out with Travis Hunter's fiance that she is predatory right now.
Okay, I'm going to
So
tell you a statistic and I want then you to counter that. Okay?
okay,
So 97% of perpetrators of sexual assault are men.
Okay.
So now tell me your side of it, I guess. Why is that the case?
That could be true, but does that make women innocent?
So you're going to fight for the 3% of women who are committing this offense,
Let me,
but not
does
fight
that
against the 97% of men who are doing this.
no? What I'm saying,
Is that what you're saying?
does that make women innocent? Answer my question. I answered yours. Answer my question. Does that make women
3%,
innocent?
3% are not
Does that
compared to
make women innocent?
97%. So when you talk
Because
about,
my
so
thing
you're
is,
saying
have you went to look up the stat of how many men get sexually assaulted?
yes, I have looked at all of these
What is that
statistics.
stat? Because you can't
There
come
are
with one side. You got to come with if we're gonna have this
absolutely.
talk, let's have the
Who is
talk
the
with both sides.
primary? Who is the primary sex that assaults men?
Do what?
Men,
Men.
Men
other
assault men
Men.
Yeah.
primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Men. Okay, so
We
we're
under.
talking about a culture of men who have. You're saying that it's both men and women. So
It
you're
is.
fighting for the 3% when there's 97% of men who are committing this offense, but you're still going to say, well, women do it too, but you're fighting for 3% right now.
Well, I'm
You're not
saying it might
taking
not necessarily.
accountability
Okay, here's the
for the
thing for women
97%.
for women, y'all take more importance on sexual, and that's supposed to override everything. With men, we
Right.
take more importance
Wait,
on
why
like
is it that
financial,
women
being fathers,
take
having
that
our
when
kids
you're
taken
the
away from
brother?
us when a woman is bored in a marriage or lies about
Always,
something.
it's always
So
about sex
that's
with
what I
them. It's
mean.
crazy.
It's on both sides. Y'all take the craziest thing, the far is left thing, and try to use that. I'm not going to let you do that to me because it's
Okay,
toxic
wait.
on both sides. If we're going to solve this, it got to be solved on both sides. I can't just let you sit there and be the only victim in this. Women cannot sit and be the
Okay.
only victims. Men are victims too. So if
So
we're
you're
going to get to the bottom of it, we got to talk both sides. I'm sorry. I'm not
no,
going to sit here
no.
and let you do that.
I respect that you want to talk about both sides. I agree with you that women can need to hold accountability and the patriarchy, and men do too. But we have to understand that men have created the patriarchy to start. Now, women are, I think, we're on a path of accountability.
I think God
We're
created the
held more
patriarchy.
accountable than
Men didn't
men
create
are
no
in this
patriarchy.
society.
God
Especially
created
now
the
that
patriarchy.
now that AB is illegal, that's the step one for women accountability. And I'll be honest with you, that is the step one of it because now you got to make sure you're using protection and not just sleeping with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like
But
that's that's step one. We're the ones responsible.
AB is not illegal. Full term abortion is illegal.
No, but after 6 weeks here in Florida, you're stuck. Like,
Okay, well, you got 6 weeks.
well, there you go. My point is
But you got so many
accountability.
things before
We
that.
are
Yeah.
being held accountable because
Yeah.
God forbid if I was to get pregnant tomorrow, the guy can leave. I'm stuck with the baby. I'm stuck dealing with
Can
it.
I
And that's
can
the
I
point.
elaborate?
That is the point.
Can I elaborate on that? Because
Sure.
you mentioned child support, and I'm starting to figure out where we at right now. And I always say it's an attack on masculinity. I always say that. I see it. I'm a man. Okay. Here's what it is with child support. Okay. Child support is fraud. Number one, it's not designed for the child. Until they can prove to me that it's about the child, I'll have a better argument. But it's not designed for the child. It's designed to put the man in a situation where he eliminates his freedom. Trust me,
Slavery. Yep.
I'm very aware of that. Okay. Second
Uses
of all,
Well,
nature
okay,
against them.
wait,
Go ahead.
guys, guys.
hold on. I'm gonna let you
Mhm.
elaborate because I want you guys to
Oh no,
address some
I
things.
want you wait, 85. It's not I'm not cutting you off to tell you to change what you're saying. Nikki and people watching may not know how child support is. Explain why you say that. Give examples of why you say that. That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
here's why I say that. Right, the reason it's not designed for the child because they always say child support. If that man works at Channel 9 News, he's going to get a ticket from the judge, say, okay, you make this amount of money, and Channel 9 News is good. You could be a great guy. You could never basically been in the system, never got arrested. Just because you work for Channel 9 News, you got to pay this payment because you make money. Well, COVID-19 might come around and Channel 9 News might want to lay you off. So now you might have to work at Taco Bell or maybe Walmart. Don't you know they still want the Channel 9 News payment? They still want that Channel 9 News money. If you don't pay that money, guess what? This good guy who never went to jail before is now getting locked up. Now he can't pay his car note. So if you pull him over, he gonna basically have a suspended license. Where you think he's gonna go then? Now, when the guy is in jail, if the judge can tell me, being that the father is in prison, we're gonna take care of your 1, 2, 3 year old child. Until that happens, it's not for the child. It's
And it's called
designed to put the man in prison. Period.
imputation of income.
Okay,
I'm
That's
on
now,
the
the
technical term
now
for
I
it.
got one more thing to address when it comes to the man, the woman, and having the child or whatever. This is what happens. Man and women meet. They both have sex. One says, you know what? I'm pregnant. The female says this. The guy says, man, I don't know what I'm going to do, baby. I can't afford it. Well, she says, you know what? I'm going to keep the baby anyway. Oh, man, what am I to do? I got to do what I got to do. Well, if you don't be with me, child support. Done daughter, 18 years. Let's reverse it. Man meets the girl. They say, hey, baby, I'm pregnant. The guy's like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm in love with you, man. I got all this money saved up. My dad is the lawyer of this. I got you, baby. She gonna say, no, baby, I want to finish school. I don't want to have this kid. And she can literally go and get rid of that child. No matter how much you love her as a man, it's still her body, her choice, right? Where's our reparation?
Should be. Should be her
Huh?
Wait,
body, her
I'm
choice.
sorry.
All you did was stick some stuff in her. She
Yeah, but
has
see,
to
but
go
that's
through
how
the
you got here
process
too, though. That's
of
the thing.
everything.
That's the thing about the LBGTQ. Everybody's parents were straight.
Okay?
Like how y'all got here? Like how y'all gonna be hating on the man? Like that
Okay.
don't make
I get
sense to
that a
me.
lot.
And now y'all
Yeah.
got women out here talking to men any old kind of way, like we don't lead. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta understand. It's man, woman, child. That's the order. God, man,
Yeah.
woman, child.
Okay. So Slim, if man, woman, child, why didn't man use a condom? Like
Hey,
that's where it starts. I'm gonna be real with you. That's where it starts if we really gonna break it down
Why
like that.
were
Like,
you celibate? Why did you even
Well,
have
you
sex
know
with her
what?
if you were scared? You guys
Some
say the same things
no,
to us women.
some men thought they were going to have a marriage. They were going to be with this person forever. But guess what? The
absolutely.
law, you could say they'll say child support for the child and pull the money from the man. But when it comes to divorce and the woman is bored, she no fault divorce. They don't say, "Nah, you stay married for the child." It's only a financial
Mhm.
thing.
let,
But the
let me
thing about it is, some men think just like Travis Hunter. He think he's going to be with this woman forever. He don't even know what's coming down the line. He don't
Okay,
know
so
because
are
she
they
thank you
not
is,
for
putting
bringing it
any
back, Vulgar.
accountability on
Thank you.
yeah,
him?
yeah. But what
yeah.
I was gonna say is something
So
Nikki
he not
brought
gonna.
up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, was the Blake Lively and the It Is With Us show. That was the other
Hmm.
thing that was popular. It was about a show about it was a movie about domestic
Hmm.
violence, and the
Hmm.
director actually ended up being accused of sexual harassment on Ryan Reynolds, who I think is hilarious, wife, and he
Hmm.
wanted to add extras and CX scenes, and he was talking about his addiction of watching adult content, all of this on set. So that's the other big
Mm.
thing that's going around with this whole women being harassed thing. I just want to put that out there just in case people know what Nikki was talking about.
Yeah. Um, so I mean, I have some questions because a lot of people talk about, and you did, right? You're like, I don't understand how the LGBTQ community, why is it that, you hate men? We don't hate men. What we're doing is trying to educate men and women on the effects of the patriarchy. And what you guys have been talking about is exactly what's the effect of it, right? So you're like, well, you're taking my money. The woman's taking my money. That's all they care about, right? That's what's going on in your head. Well, the woman is thinking, well, I don't have a job. He told me he was going to be the provider while I had the kids, stayed home, was the homemaker. And now that we're getting divorced, all of a sudden, like we had made that agreement, and now all of a sudden he doesn't want to pay me half of the money when you guys came into that agreement together that she was going to be the homemaker. Now you don't want to give her any money, and now she has to have a child, go find a job, and you've already done the work, right? You have the work experience, you have the credentials, you have all of this experience, and you've been in the workforce. Now you want to throw her out in the workforce and think that she's going to make enough money to support her child?
I mean,
That
why
is,
should you give up anything if she left for no fault? Because the majority of these divorces are no fault.
It's always a
So
reason.
if she just ready to go, she shouldn't leave with him, because you're supposed to be in it forever.
Wait, so if I have, and this is another problem that you guys, the problem is there's a lack of emotional intelligence, right? And so a lot of these women are getting
It's a
into
lack of
these
logical
marriages.
intelligence. But go
They're
ahead.
and look, I'm just gonna keep it real, okay? Of what I've experienced, and being a lesbian woman, guess what I get to do? I get to be in the front lines of the patriarchy, which I was in the Marine Corps for 12 years. I got to be around a bunch of
Thank
men.
you for your
And
service.
I
Yeah,
get
thanks
to
for
be
your
around a
service.
bunch of women because I'm a lesbian, right? So guess what? I got to experience both sides of it. And what the women are experiencing is a lack of emotional intelligence. You guys are so ego driven. Everything in your world needs to revolve around you. You're taking my money. You're doing this to me. You guys are going out and doing all this to me, but you take no accountability for the reasons why that woman might be leaving you in the first place.
Did you hear? You didn't hear.
can I,
That's what
can
you
I,
heard. You did you hear when I said a lot of men don't get to be fathers and wake up to their kids in the home?
Why
That
is
was in
that?
there.
Tell me why that is.
Because a lot of women are most divorces are initiated by women. They don't want to stay and go through the hard. They do the hard work. They rather just leave when it gets hard, or they bored. Now there are instances of domestic violence. I got a question for you too, since you're lesbian. Tell me,
Yeah.
which group of people has the highest rate of domestic violence?
Lesbians do.
Thank you. All right,
Oh, I didn't
that's what I
know
mean.
that.
Toxic on both
Yeah.
sides. Yes.
Wow, I
So
learned something tonight.
yeah,
Okay.
the majority of divorces are initiated by women. Men tend to
Yes.
stay, even if it's difficult. Men tend to stay for their kids.
I would say
This is something we got
racism.
to get past. When y'all trying to demonize us, men tend to stay for their family. Are they
Yeah.
doing?
Got
Do
it.
some of them
So
do
you
dumb
want
stuff?
a
Yes.
woman to stay in that relationship when it is actually unsafe for your kids to see that.
There's not
Like
a.
that's
I'm telling
that's
you,
the problem,
a lot of
right?
these situations aren't unsafe. It's just women coming up with. I've dated women, and I will question them because they're so used to say, like, I'm like, why did you get divorced? And they'll be like, he wasn't this, it was this. I just got sick. I'm like, dang, that's the only reason. And then they'll be like, well, he kind of like men. That'll be the next thing. And then I'm like,
That
didn't
might
you
be
know that when
true.
you met him? And then guess what? When I keep drilling them, here come the third thing. Well, he was kind of abusive. And it always throws me off because I'm like, shouldn't the abuse thing have been first? It's they'll throw these excuses in because the real reason they left is because they have the option. Society incentivizes women to leave men. It incentivizes them to take child support, alimony, all these things incentivize women when they get bored after the 5 years and
That
they don't want to do the
supports
hard
your
work to leave.
agenda, right? Because this first of all, when you
That's
were
my
like,
agenda, and
what,
your agenda is to say we're
no, no,
all
no. First
abusive
of
and
all,
it's dangerous. You
no,
just said it's dangerous.
okay. So I know that I have triggered you in some way
You
because the
haven't triggered
first
me
thing you
anyway.
said was not a point
Just get your
about
point
men and
out. Get
women.
your point out. Let's
What
not go to
you did,
triggering. It's a discussion. So
what
saying
you
what you
did
trigger me
Vulgar,
was
should
you
not be
said,
a
vulgar.
part of it. No, let's not do
who's
Let
that.
the
her
high
finish,
Let's
vulgar.
not start sign
so hey, look,
language. Come on.
I'm giving you room to talk, right? And this is another thing that men do. When a woman speaks confidently and powerfully, you
We
guys
don't
talk
care about
over her.
that. You have to
I
me a
didn't
couple
speak over
times.
you. I let you talk,
Yes, you
right?
have.
So you need to look
But
inside
go
your
ahead and get
ego
your point
when it
out. But
comes to
don't.
that.
But let's stop the trigger.
No, you're
No.
still
If
talking
you
over me
if you
right
no
now.
if you
Hold on,
Can
hey,
y'all,
you
you know
y'all
so
let
what?
wait,
Slim
do you
go.
want
I
to
know
have an
No,
Slim
ego
was gonna
war?
say
Is
something.
that see,
no.
this is the
Hey,
thing.
Hold
if
It's
you
the
on,
want me,
ego.
hold
It's
if
a
you want
power
me
hold
to
on, hold
struggle.
on.
cooperate,
Take control.
if you want me to
It's
honor
a
you,
power
honor me. And
struggle.
don't come with the trigger stuff. Let's just have a discussion.
Okay,
Please leave the trigger
but
stuff
you
out.
said let's come with the discussion, and then you
Yeah.
threw out who
Well, you
is the
said
highest
triggered, so
rate
don't say
of
trigger.
DV. Okay, and then I told you I said lesbians, but all men always do this. They throw out who's the highest DV, and lesbians are a small minority of the population. but we love to focus on these smaller issues instead of the biggest issue, which is the patriarchy. The patriarchy stems all of these issues, but we always want to go into these minor issues because that makes us feel better. It makes our ego not feel as bad. If I'm going to talk about how fucked up women are, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. If I talk
Don't
about
say the F word.
okay,
You
gotcha.
can say anywhere but the F word. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Because
my bad.
FCC. Mm.
Yeah. So if I talk about the 3%, right, instead of the 97%, then I can support my own agenda. I can support the fact that, see, men aren't that bad. I'm not bad. And you keep protecting yourself. You are not asking yourself, why is it that women are leaving these relationships? Why?
I
But
told you
Let's
why.
let him
you're still
respond.
protecting yourself. You're not
Because y'all don't
holding
want to
it.
do the hard work.
Can
Y'all
I
don't want to do
Let's
the
let him
hard work.
respond to that. How do you
let me let me let
respond?
me let me let me
Go ahead.
educate you a little bit, young lady. I understand, where you are with your stances, and I respect it 100%. I'm going to give you a secret to men. However you take this, so be it.
Okay.
Um, Peace of mind is the most powerful thing that you can give any man. There's not a man on this planet that will not be able to accomplish, build, satisfy, protect, do whatever a woman needs as long as he has peace of mind. You have to understand that. We don't want to hear the yang 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 when we want to watch the game, all that stuff. We simple creatures. We're simple creatures,
I
okay?
feel like you're proving my point, but
Yo,
continue.
I would love to. I'm the guy that's triggered. I can prove your point. I always tell you it's an attack on masculinity. Nora, I tell you this every day. I've been dealing with this for 4 years, 5 years. The left has escalated it. And to be honest, the LGBTQ community has escalated it to make the attack on men. Everything we do is toxic. Everything we say is toxic. It's
So
toxic masculinity.
let
But hold on, Nora. Hold on.
okay.
Okay? But when shit go down, they're going to call a masculine man with a gun to handle the situation. Period.
Who
Okay?
are
So
you
at the end of the
protecting me
day,
from? Who
at
are
the
you
end of
as
the
a man
day,
protecting women from? Tell me.
we could protect you from a mugger in the street. If you were a sissy
Really?
boy, he probably gonna
Okay,
run.
be
Or
real.
a
Like,
bear.
this is why this conversation never works, because you guys won't be real. You have to
I just
make
told you
things
if
up.
we go out
Just
and
hit the
somebody try to
fact.
rob us, a man is gonna be there to protect you. Is that not a
From a
situation?
man. You will protect me from another man. That's the reality.
I don't hit women. I would push a
Just
woman
because
away or
you're
something
not
like
that
that.
way
But if a
doesn't
girl
mean that
trying to
the
shoot you, I
majority of
might
men
knock her
aren't.
out. You know what I mean? That might be something different. But here's the thing. You guys got to understand, man. Men and women rule the world. We can't eliminate one side. We can't
I agree with
say
that.
this side is bad for this. I'm going to be
Thank you.
honest. I love women. I don't think I could live without them. But the minute they start acting like a man, we got a problem. Just
See, but
saying.
why? That's so okay. So let's talk about gender and sex for a second, right? So
Okay.
our whole world is created by us. We've created everything around us. Okay, so I know I trigger people the second I walk through a door because I have short hair and I'm a lesbian. Oh my gosh, so crazy. Okay, sex is something you're born with, right? We're born with certain chromosomes, DNA, and we call it science and we call it female, male. Gender is a societal construct. We've created that construct. We've created the term male, the term female. We've
How though,
created
sweetie?
all the
How when your
words in the
parents are
world.
two different genders? How? What are you saying? Your
Because
parents
gender,
is you
look
have a
up the
mom
definition.
and you have a
Look, no,
dad, correct?
look up the definition of gender.
It,
You're talking about
that's a
sex.
definition.
Oh my God!
Reading
But
Okay,
it,
I'm
so
just
there's
saying. All right,
male,
gender
let
there's
is
let
a
male and
let's
female.
let's
societal
just talk
construct.
logic for a
There's
second.
two
Let's
there's
just
two genders,
let's
male and
talk
female.
logic. Let's
Okay.
talk logic.
You either got a
Your
penis or vagina.
parents
There's no
were
between.
opposite genders to create you as a human being. Am I on the right page? We're good?
Opposite sex,
Right. I mean, male and female created you, young lady,
which
correct?
is the term sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, the term, whatever you want to say, the creation, what you're stating, I feel you. But logically speaking, there's two genders from animals to dogs to humans. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know where this 39 genders is coming from.
Okay, that's fine. Read the definition of gender.
Nora,
I
The
can't
male
see
you
that.
sex the male sex or the female sex, especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences, rather than biological ones, or one of a range of other identities that do not correspond to established ideas of male and female.
Okay.
Okay,
So does
so
that make sense? That it's not
no,
about
No,
no,
it sound
because it
like
male or
eliminates
female.
logic. It
it sound like
eliminates
we at
logic.
No,
Disney
but
World.
I'm
We at
you've
Disney
been
World.
conditioned to
This is crazy.
understand these concepts.
You
You
want to go
can
to Fun
create
World.
this world can be created however we want to create it. But society created societal gender norms or societal norms. And when you fall out of those norms, it's uncomfortable because you're like, why aren't you the sheep? Why aren't you following the sheep? Why are you outside looking different than what the sheep are supposed to look like? It's not about you. It's about their authenticity to be who they want to be. It has nothing to do with you. Why does it bother you so much that I look this way?
Because I want to be
Why
the
is it that
president.
I hate men and I want to look like a man? Why is that?
Can
It's
I be
not.
white? Can I be white
I
if I
just
wanted
want
to,
to
if I
be
wanted to identify as a white man? Can I identify as a white man tomorrow? Can I do that? Can I be the richest white man on the
you
planet? Because I,
can't.
in my mind, that's what I want to be. I can do that. Put me on.
why would you want to identify as a white man in this society? That is what question I would truly
I
ask
don't
you,
know
because
because
they
the
are
left
the
the
true
left be saying the
problem.
white man got it all. So I gotta follow the sheep. The
Okay,
Can I
white
but
say
man
that's
got it
can I
all.
say
exactly the
something to answer
problem.
Nikki's question?
You are
Yeah,
trying to
let Barbara
follow.
go, then
Nikki, I
Nora
want to
goes,
answer
then
your
Nora
I
goes.
want to ask you
Because
a question.
Nikki
Okay.
will bring you back as we going off topic, but that's a
All
good
right, all right, all
topic.
right. My
Go ahead,
bad.
Bo, then Nora can come
Okay,
in.
so you asked why does it trigger men so much, which I can't stand the trigger thing. The reason why is because men we have a nature. I think humans have a nature. You have an immune system. If something foreign or something you get a cancer cell, the immune system is like that's not right. So it's going to do what it has to do to get rid of it. As a
Mhm.
human collective, we have an immune system. Part of that immune system is if we see something that looks like it's going to take away our main mission here is to further the human race. When you are a lesbian and you can't further the human race, you actually become that cell that can't reproduce.
That's your
So
mission, though.
natural no,
That's something society has taught you, that mission.
that is just like the immune system will go kill certain cells to protect the body. We have that nature. You may not
Are you
agree with that.
literally calling me cancer?
I'm
Like,
not
this
calling
is
you
what
cancer.
I feel like you're
I'm
alluding
making
to. As a
a
lesbian, I'm a
reference.
cancer.
I'm making a reference. It may hurt, but I'm telling the truth. I'm making a reference. So
It's
for us,
definitely not factual, but go
when
for
we
it.
see, hey, us as men, most men, we want to start a family, leave a legacy,
Okay,
further the race.
sure.
Right.
So when you ask the question, why do we feel like that? And I'm gonna tell you, a good majority of men feel like that for that reason because you can't do offspring if there's two of the same. You need two genders to further the race.
You know what
So
that
that's a logical
mentality has
response.
done? It's what that
It's
mentality
created humans
exactly
for
has done.
ages. It's kept the
Right,
human race going. Whatever else you
Forever.
gotta say, yeah. But it has
right.
kept
So
us going. It has
your
kept us living.
mission.
What if
I'm listening
everybody
to
dates the
you.
same race? We all date.
And if we go that way, we looking at depopulation.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, like what you're saying, I get it. That is your mission. That's also society. That's what the government wants you to think, right? So we can continue to innovate, industrialize, and they can make more money. They want you to think that way. It works, right? But
That's
that's not
cool. I'll
how
make more money
everyone.
too to
Hold
keep the
on.
race
I let
going.
you speak. You can let me speak. That's how this works, right?
You
Okay.
said
So,
right as if you wanted me to respond.
mm,
Maybe if it's
Oh,
rhetorical,
okay,
fine. I'll just
guys.
respond.
this isn't a conversation if you just see. Again, I allowed you to speak. That's called respect. Now you should respect me in return by listening to what I
I
have
want
to
you to
say,
rewind
right?
this. You interrupted me like 3 times. Please rewind it and watch. I
Okay.
just kept talking.
Anyways, so your mission and my mission for life do not need to be the same, but you pushing that everyone else has to procreate, everyone else has to live the same way that you live.
I didn't say
This is how
everyone else
war
has
starts.
to.
This is how genocide starts. This is how like hands made tale kinds of shit starts, with that mentality as a man.
Okay,
I didn't
Nora,
say
go to the
everybody
next
has
clip.
to. I said